Good morning. I am about to really do something maybe stupid, maybe not stupid. I'm gonna jump in the lake. It is almost 5:30 in the morning. The water is around, we'll say, 12 degrees Celsius and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Wish me luck. We just took this entire dock out of this lake. That was the coolest experience that I've ever had. We didn't even use that much muscle. It was all guided by the ATV that we have right here. Crazy four-wheeler. And the process was slow, but we got them all done within like 5-10 minutes each. One by one, each by each. And just, wow, it was such an interesting thing to go through each of these stages of taking out the dock. The first one was quite simple. The second one, a little bit simple as well. But the last one, this long piece, that was insane. My gosh, it was cool to bring up the entire part, and we actually were able to put it all on land and arrange it like a jigsaw puzzle. I was fascinated by this process that people go through in Minnesota, and how a lot of people here, they are so interested in doing their own stuff. Like, they don't often hire people to do things for them. They have all the tools, they have all of the arrangements, they have easy ways to just have access to unhook things and arrange things the way they want to. And so it just makes it, because also they have a huge property, right? So people out here, they will do the work themselves. They have the property to arrange it on, and they can just have the responsibility on themselves to put it on the lake when it's not cold as heck, and then to take it off when it's about to freeze. been a little bit of an interesting day today. My energy is still pretty low. I'm doing what I can to maintain a good level of energy, a high level of energy, and still be able to do the things that I want to do. And it's tough. I had a hard conversation with my mom and my stepdad today, just when it comes to communication about how we both do things differently. And it's extremely helpful that we had the conversation and making sure that we know how to support and respect each other and understand each other's values. And I have to just lay some understanding down for how I operate as a person these days, and compared to what they know of me as when I was a teenager and much younger, because it's been a long time since I've actually been around, and they don't know anything about who I am today, only of what they've seen. And that's the old version of me. So of course, it makes sense to me that it's harder to put two and two together and think that I would be different when that's all their experience is. But the past doesn't equal the future. So we had a conversation, and that was helpful. It was really helpful that we had that conversation, and I'm glad that we did. It's important to have crucial conversations like that. The more that you can do that and be taking care of your well-being whenever there's small resentments that go on, you will feel a lot better afterwards, just about the person, because you are understanding of each other, and because you will also clear that energy out, all of this negative stuff that didn't need to show up within you. I find it really, really easy, creating an easeful way of just living on your next few days until something else shows up, and then you have to converse about it again, because guess what? We're not perfect. Not perfect at all. But I'm doing good. I'm trying to stay awake as best as I can. It is not easy when I'm still adjusting to this 12-hour time difference. I had a call this morning with my community, and that was amazing. And then I have a call in an hour with one of my one-on-one clients. So this is his first session with me, and I want to make sure I show up really well. And it's also tough because I've been going to bed at like 9 o'clock every day. So I'm thinking that my energy will be able to sustain itself well enough to maintain the high energy for this conversation, and my mind is still able to process things and able to help him in the ways that he needs that support. So, gotta do what you gotta do though when it comes to making sure that your well-being is at its maximum. That's really what this is about, and why I bring these things up. When it comes to your mental well-being and your communication with other people inside of your environment, it's extremely important. People need to know how you operate and what are the things that are important to you. Because I was in the middle of work when this happened, and I was asked to do something that was outside of my work, and I value my work right now. So it's important to have those foundations within you. Make sure that you're still having good energy in the work that you do or the communication that you have. And that's where I really focus a lot of my attention to create the energy within my body, and then also within my mindset and the perspectives that I create within the world and the people around me, and my standards for expectation. Not always easy, but it's different for everyone. If you want support on this, let me help you with it, and I'll put my perspective into your shoes and how I go about it, because I've helped many people create a new frame for their life. So if you want some guidance on adjusting your whole situation when it comes to your routine, who you are as a person, and your environment, when you know you want to be successful and you want to develop yourself, but your environment is not holding you in that right frame, how can you make it so despite what it shows you? I'm really good at solving problems like that. So I can help. Just send me a message. Anyways, Time to enjoy dinner. So that was a great call with my client. Just had a wonderful conversation with him, and he's working through a lot of things that I was working through when I was at a different stage in my life, trying to get over the fact of my own self-sabotage and my self-worth and my own belief in myself. And it's really hard when you've had a lot of bullies, a lot of social anxiety, people just criticizing you, treating you wrong, using you. It's not easy. And sometimes people live with this their entire life and they never ever know how to get over it, how to move with it. It was so imperative, so important for me to become a different person than who I was before. Because if I stayed the same and always felt the same things, always anxious, always thinking I'll never be able to do anything and never make it, never be happy, I always have to please others, I know that I would have been so, I can't even picture myself in my life in a situation like that, because that is just not a part of who I am. I realize that there is a way for me to change the way that I think and feel. Always. Always. Not once. Even in what I explained to you earlier about the conversation with my parents, I can change the way that I feel about that situation, and especially the way that I move forward from that situation. Because if I had the wrong frame of mind from that hard conversation that I had with him in the first place, I would have never invited the new conversation for a respectful dialogue that needed to happen, for real communication to happen. Because I was actually empowered and thinking highly of myself and my own belief in myself that things could be different in the way that I would like to see it. It's important for me to feel good too, isn't it? It's important for me to feel safe. Yes, it is. I'm the most important in my life. You are the most important in your life. There's this thing that we've seen in airplanes, right? To not give your mask and not put the mask on your baby first. Because you need to put that mask on yourself first, so that way you don't die of the loss of oxygen. Because if you lose your air before that baby does, while you're putting that baby's mask on, you both are going to die. You matter. So take it seriously. I'll see you tomorrow.